Hi, I'm Matilda. I've got my coffee and my compost and I'm just going to walk around this morning and do the chores that need to be done, basically. And I've got Pirate waiting here to get his coat off, so I better do that first. So I'm letting the bunny out. She has this run that she goes in during the day. I need to replace the straw, but yeah. She's not really a people bun. She doesn't like people that much. But she does like having a run around time. Good morning, boys. Hi. Hi. Oh no, that's mine. This is Dylan, and that's Ganji. They've both still got their tails, and they will for their whole lives unless something crazy happens. But Ganji's probably due to be shaved around his bum and his tail. So some of this stuff has been a bit damaged. We've had some little red-legged earth mites in here. Bean, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at the garden, sweet girl. So that's why these all look so sad. They've I direct sowed them, and I think in future I would not do that. Because I think the juvenile plants are just too susceptible. So this is Amsterdam giant spinach. That's what this is, not so giant. These are some brown onions, sown too close together, I'm pretty sure, but oh well. This is Rocket, and we've been harvesting it. As you can see, it's pretty yummy. It's pretty young, so it's nice and sweet. And I've got some carrots in there that are very tiny, and radishes. This is, I think, just a mix. Yeah, just a mix of radishes. I would say that's nearly ready. There's another one. I wonder if it's all the same variety that's maturing first. Probably. Yeah, so we haven't harvested any radishes yet, but yesterday we discovered that the kale and spinach that we bought for our juice was gross and slimy, so I harvested some of these radish leaves to put in there instead, which was cool. And then we've got silver beet, ruby red silver beet, and beetroots here that have also been eaten a bit by the mites. I discovered the mites a few weeks ago and started spraying with neem oil, and there's actually been a significant improvement, I think, and a lot of growth since then. So these silver beets were all super tiny, like this one, and now most of them have grown quite a bit. This is some sweet alyssum. It was also damaged by all those little bugs, and once I started spraying them, it started coming back up. I did have pak choy here, but clearly being eaten by something. So I've got some more up on the deck that's germinating in trays, and I'll plant it out when it's a bit bigger. I have a little strawberry plant here. It's looking a little bit deficient, I think. That's probably why it's got those red leaves. I might fertilize it and see what happens. And then peas. So these down this end are snow peas. These ones were really, all the peas were really affected by those mites. So they weren't really growing, and then now they are. So these ones are all snow peas. This is green feast pea, which is a shelling pea. And this is Frank's pea, which I really like, but it's suffering. That one's alright. It's just a bit windy. Yeah, I had them sowed on both sides, but I actually sowed them in trays and then I planted them out quite small. And so I've got some more going now. But the ones that have survived are doing okay. So this one's kind of split in two, and this one is split in three. I guess maybe the main stem got damaged or something. And this one's putting out a new little thing, which is cool. So hopefully they'll get established a bit more. They're doing better since I've started spraying neem oil. Back over here, this is lots of different kinds of radish, because we like radish apparently. So this is sparkler, French breakfast, daikon, Easter egg, and this is a mix. And you can see some of them have germinated, some of them haven't. I'd say it's just a couple of the varieties have started germinating and others haven't yet. But yeah, so that's exciting. We planted those, sowed those a couple of weeks ago. And I was kind of expecting them to come up quicker, but of course it's getting cold, so taking longer. Here we've sowed some carrots. We've actually filled this bed up with carrots. Yeah, I'm hoping that they germinate. I think that's a carrot, because it kind of looks like grass, but it's a bit thicker at the top, and I think it's going to split, but I could be wrong. It could be a weed. This was kale again. I direct sowed them and they didn't like it, so I don't know. I don't think it's the mites eating them, because there are chunks out. I think maybe birds, but I've never seen a bird, or maybe caterpillars that hide. I'm not sure. It's all kind of an experiment this year, because we've never gardened before. So in this bed we have sown, so up the end that's the kale, but down here we've sown onions in the middle and turnips either side, all the way down. This is garlic. So this garlic, I was out fruit and veggie shopping and there were bulbs of garlic that had started sprouting, and this was when, right at the beginning of the COVID stuff, and there were no seeds available, and no seed garlic. So I bought a couple of cloves and planted them here. and they've been really exciting to watch because they're really growing, really obviously growing when a lot of my other stuff is being destroyed by bugs. So, and then the other day I planted some garlic here. I planted 2 varieties, Italian red and dynamite purple, I think, both from diggers. So it'll be fun to watch them come up as well. What's up, buddy? You okay? What's up, bud? Hey, what's going wrong? What's up? Where's your brother? These beds don't have anything in them yet. This one is mostly empty. I did sow some valerian down there, but I think maybe I sowed a lot of seeds and I think maybe one came up and then it got eaten. So these ones are empty. I planted my asparagus that have been in little punnets for like over a year, I think. So I don't know how well they'll do, but we will see. Back in summer, we sowed some bee mix, like some, it was a mix of seeds that is good for pollinators apparently. And that had lots of sunflowers, which this is the result of the sunflowers. This was when the garden didn't have a fence around it, so the sheep ate all of them. There are actually quite a few that got pretty big, and then one day I came out and they'd all been eaten, and I think they'd just eaten them all in one day. They just realised they were delicious and ate them all. But there's pretty sure that's sweet alyssum, this coriander, there were radishes. We've picked most of those, although there's one that started going to seed, so I'll leave that. Carrots, clover, dill. Yeah, so it's not looking great now, but it was a good first thing to plant in the beds because we realised that in summer we were going to have a really big problem with caterpillars. They ate basically all of the radish leaves. Some of them we pulled out because they just didn't have any leaf left. It was a good experiment to learn, you know, what we were going to have a problem with in terms of pests in that season. And there are some, so there are carrots growing, and because they take such a long time to get established, we're just leaving the beds basically. We don't need them right now, so there's no reason to clear them out. And I'm interested to see what happens with the herbs and the carrots. This is a sad bed that I planted a while ago. The sheep ate many things and I got mites on some of it. So what's left now is some squash. I don't know what it was that's self-seeded. We bought some chicken manure off the side of the road, and I think those chickens had been eating pumpkins or something, because I assume it was pumpkin, or could have been zucchini or something, pop up in even over there, just all through these beds where we'd put that manure. We actually put it in the compost first and then put it down here, but it didn't obviously compost enough. Anyway, so this is some Cape gooseberries, which were planted far too late in the season. They're spring, summer plant, but they are growing little fruits. It's been in this garden for months and I've eaten one and it was delicious. So I'm not pulling them out because they're not dead. And yeah, they look a bit sad, but yeah, I'll let them die. These are some sunflowers. Got absolutely ravaged by those little bugs. And there's one. A few on them. I'll come and spray them later. But anyway, it's not the season for sunflowers, so they potentially would have not done very well anyway. This is beluga lentils. I've never grown them before. I can't actually remember if I've planted them in the right season, but they germinated and they're growing slowly. So this is broad beans, these 4. I only had 5 seeds left at the time that I sowed them, and one of them was broken, so that was the one that didn't germinate. They've actually fared pretty well with those little bugs. There's just one on there anyway, but they don't seem to be getting too damaged, which is cool. Anyway, so that's our garden. There's a YouTuber that I watch, Roots and Refuge Farm, and Jess, who runs that channel, says that when you grow a garden, you at least harvest knowledge, even if you don't harvest any food. So that's what we're going for. We're definitely novices, and it's been fun watching everything grow, but I think we could definitely do better. So yeah, that's what the aim is. That's what we're hoping to achieve, is to learn something from this year and hopefully get a bit of food out of it as well.